$50, not $1,000. Not some bonus that shows up out of nowhere. Just $50, less than what most people spend on a single night out, or 2 coffees a week for a month. This video isn't about getting rich overnight, because $50 a month won't do that either. The first few years are going to feel like nothing is happening. Most people quit right there. But stay with me, because somewhere around year 9, this account crosses a line most people never see, and by the end of this video, you'll know exactly when that happens to your own money and what it looks like on paper. Meet Alex. 30 years old, on the couch on a random Tuesday night. The investing app is open. $50 is typed into the box. It feels almost too small to matter. Alex has heard people talk about investing for years, always with the same excuse. I'll start when I make more money. I'll start when I understand the market better. I'll start when the timing feels right. Every one of those is a door that never actually opens, because the conditions are never perfect and the understanding never feels complete enough. Alex presses confirm anyway. The screen shows one line, $50 pending. That one tap just moved Alex from planning to invest someday to already investing. And those are 2 completely different people who make 2 completely different decisions for the rest of their lives. Where does the $50 actually go? One low-cost S&P 500 index fund through a normal brokerage account, not individual stocks, not a tip from a group chat. Same amount, same fund, same day, every single month, whether the market is up or down that week. There's one number worth checking before you do this yourself. The expense ratio, a small annual fee buried in the fund's fine print that most people scroll straight past. It sounds irrelevant on a small account. It is not. We'll come back to exactly why near the end of this video, because over decades it becomes one of the biggest silent costs in the entire plan. For now, the next 6 months are going to test Alex, and the test has nothing to do with money. Month 1, $50 in. Month 3, around $150 in. Month 6, about $305 in the account. Total investment gain from 6 months of discipline, around $5. $5. You cannot even buy a decent meal with 6 months of gains. This is exactly the point where most people who start, stop, because the brain runs a quick calculation and decides it was a waste of time. Somewhere around month 5, the market dips, not if, but when. Alex's $250 account drops to about $235. For the first time, it isn't a number in a demo, it's real money going down on a real screen. The instinct is to sell, to get out before it gets worse. Alex doesn't. Alex does nothing, and that automatic $50 buys shares about 5% cheaper than the month before. That single non-decision, doing nothing when everything says to panic, ends up being worth more over the next 30 years than almost any active choice Alex will ever make with money. Surviving month 5 is the easy part. The next test lasts 5 years, and it has nothing to do with the market at all. After year 1, about $622. After year 3, around $2,100. After year 5, roughly $3,675. Alex has put in $3,000 of actual paycheck money over 5 years. The account has grown by about $675 on top of that. Meanwhile, everyone around Alex seems to be moving faster. Alex's friend finances a $45,000 truck, $700 a month in payments, and jokes at a red light about Alex still driving a 10-year-old sedan. That night, Alex almost pulls the $3,675 out, just to have something that finally looks like progress instead of a number on an app nobody else can see. Instead, Alex opens a calculator and runs one number. That same $700 truck payment, invested instead for the next 35 years, comes out to well over $1 million. The truck will be worth maybe $8,000 in a decade. Alex keeps the sedan. The $50 still leaves the account automatically that night, quietly, the way it has every month before it. The first 5 years are the loneliest part of this whole plan, because the sacrifice is visible and the result isn't yet. But there's one thing that happens after year 5 that quietly decides whether the entire plan works or quietly falls apart, and it has nothing to do with the market either. A few years later, Alex gets a raise, an extra $300 a month after taxes. Almost everyone in Alex's position does the same thing with a raise: a slightly nicer apartment, a newer phone, dinners at slightly better restaurants. The raise disappears into a marginally upgraded version of the same life, and the actual savings rate never moves at all. Alex does something different: same apartment, same sedan, same routine. Alex just opens the app and changes the monthly investment from $50 to $350. Nothing about Alex's life changed on the outside. Everything about Alex's future just did, quietly, in about 30 seconds. That's the real reason the first $50 mattered so much. It was never really about the $50 itself. It was about building a system that was already running, already automatic, already waiting to absorb whatever came next. Someone who never started that habit has no machine to feed, so every raise for the rest of their life defaults into lifestyle inflation. Someone who already built the habit just opens the app and changes one number. Now here's the moment I promised at the start. At an 8% average annual return, Alex's account crosses roughly $7,850 around year 9. At that size, the account itself earns about $625 in a single year, close to what Alex was contributing annually before the raise even happened. That's the crossover point. The moment the money already sitting in the account starts earning as much as the money still going into it. By year 10, the account earns more than Alex contributes. By year 20, it's earning several times more. From here forward, the account keeps compounding even in a year where Alex contributes nothing at all. That's not a reason to stop contributing. It's proof that the machine Alex built years ago has finally started pulling its own weight. And the single biggest factor in how large this eventually gets isn't the $50. And it isn't even the market. It's one thing most people never think about until it's too late to fix. Start at 40, invest $50 a month for 20 years at 8%. You put in $12,000 total, and the account grows to about $29,500. Start at 30 instead, just 10 years earlier, same $50 for 30 years. You put in $18,000, only $6,000 more than the person who started at 40, and the account grows to about $74,500, 2.5 times the result for barely more money contributed. Start at 20. 40 years, $24,000 put in, only $12,000 more than the person who started at 40. And the account grows to about $174,600, nearly 6 times the result, for exactly twice the contributions. Line the 3 numbers up: $29,500, $74,500, $174,600. The person who starts at 20 puts in twice as much money as the person who starts at 40, but he ends up with almost 6 times as much. It was never really about how much extra money went in. It was about how much extra time that money had to sit there and work without anyone touching it. Now remember that expense ratio from earlier. Here's exactly why it matters. A fund charging 0.03% a year barely costs anything, about $3 annually on a $10,000 balance. A fund charging 1%, which is common for actively managed funds, costs $100 a year on that same balance. Run both scenarios over 40 years of investing $50 a month at 8%. With the cheap fund, the account grows to about $174,600. With the expensive fund, same contributions, same market, the account grows to about $130,000. The difference, nearly $45,000, gone. Not into a crash, not into a bad year, into a fee so small, most people never even look for it. The fix takes about 60 seconds, choosing a fund with an expense ratio under 0.1% instead of blindly picking whatever the app suggests first. Market returns are uncertain. Fees are the one number in this entire equation you can actually control. There's one more thing worth saying honestly. $50 a month at 8% will not make Alex rich on its own. Nobody's claiming that. What it does is something quieter and, in a lot of ways, more valuable. It changes what Alex notices on a bank statement. It changes what feels normal to spend and what feels wasteful. It builds a reflex that, when the next raise comes, or the next bonus, or the next windfall, there's already a system ready to catch it instead of a lifestyle ready to absorb it. Back to that Tuesday night. The couch, the phone, $50 typed into a box. Nothing about that moment looked important. No one congratulated Alex. Nothing visible happened. But everything after it, the quiet first 6 months, the red screen in month 5, the friend with the truck, the raise. Alex didn't spend. The crossover point in year 9, the fee that almost took $45,000 without anyone noticing, all of it traces back to one button pressed once on an ordinary night. You don't need $1,000 a month. You don't need to understand the market. You don't need to wait until things feel more stable or more certain. You need $50, a low-cost index fund, and the discipline to leave it alone long enough for time to do the rest. If this changed how you think about $50, subscribe, because every video on this channel breaks down exactly how money like this actually works. One honest number at a time.